Yeah! This is the way, brother! Fire! Oh my God, guys. As you can tell, we are super excited because this was a monumental, freaking amazing episode. I cannot wait to jump into it, but first, let's get a word from our sponsor who makes this possible. Hey guys, are you tired of people telling you what you can and can't watch? Well, I am.
He's a man, not a god. Come on, comrades. He's a man, not a...
And that's why I have partnered up with Surfshark VPN. Never again will Netflix or Disney Plus tell me that I can't watch something.
Damn straight.
So now you've got access to Fantastic Beasts, because that was only playing in Australia. You can go watch that on Netflix in Australia. You can. And all of that plus protect your data, guys. So that's super important. So I like it when nobody's telling me what I can and can't watch and my data is protected. Right now, we are running an 83% off promotion for the Angry Army at Surfshark. We have our own link, surfshark.deals/Angry Joe Show. Click those links down below and get full access. The access that you deserve. You're right. I love Surfshark for that. Okay, guys? Enjoy the rest of the review. Huge thanks to Surfshark, guys. Click those links down below. Grab yourself a deal right now.
$2.
Especially with the HBO Max, how every single movie is going to be on VOD streaming. So that'll help you out. VPN, anybody outside the U.S., just switch it on over to the U.S., right? Yeah. Guys, wow.
Big episode.
Wow. What is this? Chapter what?
14.
Chapter 14, The Tragedy, directed by Robert Rodriquez, a fellow Austinite, El Mariachi, right? Antonio Banderas, a lot of fame from there. Machete, we love him. In fact, me and Joe actually visited one of the studios he works with. We got zombie makeup on it. You remember that, Joe?
That was pretty legit.
We didn't get to meet him. One of these days I'd like to meet him, but wow, what an amazing episode. Extremely well directed. So much freaking action. So much story. So much lore fixing. So much.
It's just so enough time.
Not enough time, right. It clocks in at 34 minutes, which probably means it's more like 28 minutes max, something like that. 27. God damn. Basically, as we open the episode, we get the ship. They're flying. He does a little bit more. He's playing with his name, Grogu. I'm getting used to it. Look, first try, Grogu, right? Yes, y'all still aren't used to it.
Still not sold on it.
Nope. They'll get there.
Nope.
They'll get there, guys.
So. We'll see.
I like it. I actually like it now. He's gonna grow. He's gonna get Grogu grow. Okay. Anyways, but no. So they're playing with the ball as they always do. Father and son. It's their little game, and so they actually get to the planet. I'm like, damn, we're not even like, we're going, let's do it. And I love how this episode basically gets right into it. They fly to the planet. They see the Jedi sort of a temple area where supposedly Grogu can commune with the Force and maybe attract this Jedi or who knows, and maybe sort of awaken some of his memories and thoughts. They kept wanting to see what did Grogu see.
What is going on?
Maybe we'll see that in a future episode. But essentially, oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. I thought maybe that we'd see some of that, but we didn't. So anyway, Djarin sort of sets up and he puts him there, and he starts to commune. But then he notices a fucking, what is it called? Slave One comes in, right? And I'm like, oh shit, this is Boba. This is
like,
Boba
man,
Fett.
I forgot about him. It's like,
Forgot
there
about
he
him.
is. Yeah.
And they tie in what they set up in season 1 so perfectly. Let me break it down like this, guys. As I was watching this episode, I was like, here's how I want this to go. I want this and this and this to happen, and I would love that to happen. All that shit fucking happened. Yeah. And I think that's because of Robert Rodriguez. It's because of Dave Filoni. It's because of Jon Favreau.
Good writing. See what happens with good writing?
God damn, boy. So, before I gush about the whole thing and talk all about it, let you guys talk a little.
So it's really cool that Boba Fett has access to that hyperspace tracking that we got from The Last Jedi. To track him.
Yes.
I was like, wait a minute. I've been tracking you. She's like, no, you haven't.
There's no way Ahsoka told Boba.
This episode was so good that I'm going to ignore all of that other garbage and stuff.
Tracking.
But as soon as he said tracking, I was just like, this works in the West.
Rose.
This doesn't fucking work here.
Dude, you didn't know Rose is his best friend.
Oh, okay.
So she told him.
Hyperspace tracking. I know exactly where you are. But no, it was wonderful. I loved seeing Slave One come in. It like you said, it just kind of everything kind of came together. We've seen so often in TV shows, in movies, and in comics and in books that it's easy to have complicated like story threads and have lots of them go in different directions. It's really hard to get them to come back together and make sense in the end. Game of Thrones. And so
I was gonna say that, but I was like, yeah.
So this has a lot of things out there, right? And it's not as much as Game of Thrones. This is a far more simple show, but it's doing a very good job pulling these things back together, making it so that these episodes from the previous season are important, even though I still don't like the gunslinger. It's nice to have all these things come together. So, like, really, I want to express my thanks to the writers for being competent, because we've had a lot of incompetent people handling things that we love, and they are doing a very good job.
Yeah, this one, for me, I loved it once again. It was an emotional roller coaster, and I am very, surprised and, happy what they can accomplish. And there's, 25 minutes, 28 minutes.
I'm so mad
They're
it's 28
doing
minutes,
so,
though.
Yeah, it's so short, but they have accomplished so much. They did. I was angry, I was happy, I was sad. I was like,
I know.
oh my God, this is very entertaining.
In such a short amount of time.
It's
a good
great,
anime
though.
is 22 minutes. This would probably clocks 26, 28, and it still puts you
Loved
through a
every
wide range of
moment of it.
emotions, mainly because we are invested in the characters. We get a few surprises. For example, when Boba comes down, he's dressed almost like a Jedi. He's got the robes.
Yeah.
So, at first, our Mandalorian's like, wait, are you the Jedi? Because, he was told somebody's going to show up. But no, it's Boba, and he's like, "Give me my armor." And then he was like, "What? Who do you work for? What clan are you in?" And he's like, "Give me my father's armor. Give it to me." Yeah, but I just asked you a question, and they kind of, basically are arguing with each other. And this was a big hole in the lore, because while everybody knows that Boba Fett was essentially a side, not everybody, but Star Wars nerds know, Boba Fett was a side character, never really super intended to be so popular, right? Yeah. But he was played so perfectly in the original trilogy and so goddamn cool and suave that he grew into his own thing and was made bigger. So by the time it came around to giving them a backstory and giving the whole Mandalorian race this backstory, George Lucas made this odd decision. He said, nope, absolutely not. The Mandalorian are different from Boba Fett and Jango Fett. They're not actually Mandalorian, because when they're posers, because
his dad's like a foundling.
He was a clone, right? And that created all the clones, the fucking Republic command troops and shit, and Jango. And so there was a little bit of a hole there. It's like, wait, so okay. How did Jango get the armor? Did the Mandalorians fashion the armor after Jango? No. The Jango must have fashioned the armor after the Mandalorians. How did he get it? And what are you talking about? He's not a Mandalorian. Well, they solved that here. They wrapped that up, and we'll get to that first. But let's get to some other things here. There was a surprise. I completely forgot about this character. So he's like, look, we're arguing here, and I can take you out pretty easy. I've got the the whistling, the sonic whistle.
I've got the Mandalorian MacGuffin that gets me out of any situation.
Hey,
That was
man, they're
cool.
fucking awesome. Don't forget how Jedi fight as well.
No.
But the mercenary Fennec Shan shows up. And so, like, as we were talking about, the tying in previous episodes, so she's the sniper character, sort of the merc that we've seen previously, Left 4 Dead. And we were trying to figure out who walked over with those spurs to her dead body. And it was, of course, the right answer was Boba, which we were speculating. And she joined him because she shows
Wookiee Life Debt.
her chest, right? Wookiee Life Debt. She turned into a Darth Maul, I guess. She got some robotic parts in her belly, and so she's got a life debt to Boba, and they work together in tandem. And so she's basically aiming at Grogu.
That's what made me mad.
No, the fucking bitch.
Aim
how
a
dare you.
gun to the little
But honestly, he was in
kid.
this protective force shield that even when the Mandalorian went to go and try to pull him out, he got fucking knocked the hell out so that we
That's
could have an
different from
amazing.
that force from a fucking sniper, though.
Right, maybe.
So I don't
You're
want to
right.
test
I
it
don't know.
out.
I don't want to test it. We did. So Mandalorian didn't want to test it. He's like, all right, what's up? So they're talking to each other. We get a little bit of an exposition dump, kind of on the backstory of
Done
Boba.
right.
Now there is a plot hole, right? I'm sure Alex probably noticed it. So basically, he's saying, give me the armor. You're the one with the armor. And they'll make a deal, essentially, amongst Mandalorians, even though Boba's not a Mandalorian. We'll ensure the child's safety. I get my armor. Okay, deal made. Just as they're talking, you have an Imperial, transport come down. I'm like,
First
oh,
order.
my God, it's going to be Dark Troopers, right?
That's
But
what
no,
I
it
thought.
was just generic stormtroopers, and I was like, okay, maybe they're testing out. They're like, okay, let's use this as a test field right here, right? Put out the original stormtroopers, and then once they get their ass kicked, put out the Dark Troopers, right? So, and that's kind of what happened. So they pop it. Mando goes back to try to grab Grogu, and these two, Jango and Fennec, get their time to shine.
Boba.
Go ahead and tell us a little bit about this battle.
So one of the reasons that I don't like the noisy cricket bullshit wrist rocket thing that he's got
Whistlers?
going, yes,
Woo-hoo.
is because watching Boba Fett savage these stormtroopers was so incredibly
It
satisfying.
was.
And I wanted more of that and less of the pew 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 pew.
Well,
pew.
yeah, right.
I
I agree
got,
with you.
We got like knee rockets.
But they were surrounded at that point.
I know. But we got to see everything. We got to see. The thing is, the first time we've ever seen Boba Fett shoot out of his
Back
knees
in
ever.
action.
We got knee rockets.
Yeah, it's like
Ladies and gentlemen, knee rockets
And
have
it's just
debuted.
Yeah, and so we just got so
And
much.
they came from nowhere.
Yeah, it's just like
I was like, wait,
That's a little CGI
that
effect.
was in there already?
I got to go back and look at it and
Yeah.
examine the frame so I can see where they come from.
yeah, it was just so cool watching. What it comes down to, a geriatric man
Hey,
beat
hey,
these guys to death.
hey,
with
badass
Tuscans.
grandpa
So cool.
Boba.
Yes,
Grandpa Boba.
Look, I'm not
Especially
going to
with his
fight him.
badass stick. I was like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know what that stick
Right,
did.
we've seen this stick.
The
We've seen that
Tuscans.
shit in the cartoon and the fucking Star Wars holiday special
Amazing.
with this gun that Mandalorian uses. It's so cool. And you're wondering, what the fuck is that? It's just a big fucking stick. I thought there'd be maybe some shock. Or maybe there is some shock going on there that we don't know.
He was shattering their armor.
Yeah,
their
exactly.
armor
Yeah.
was just like exploding, which looked
Perfect.
fucking cool.
It's the same kind of process when you snap glass in a car to like save
Yeah.
a dog or a baby or something. So yeah, it was fucking amazing. Boba Fett goes hand to hand.
Awesome shootout.
Fennec is doing her thing as a sniper, just boom, boom, dead eye. She even does the backwards fucking leaping shot.
360 no
Just-
scope.
I was like, be
perfect.
careful, you just had surgery in your stomach.
Robert,
I was thinking that the entire time. I was like, oh, God, please don't let like a rock go in there, then you're dead.
Let's
little
get rocking the
pistons.
machinery.
Of course, you were thinking of that. Like, that's
Really, Joe? That's what Joe was thinking about doing.
Well, she showed it, and they're like little pistons.
Oh my God, Joe,
I was like,
you're
that's
so funny.
dangerous.
Anyways, but Robert Rodriguez is just a kid in Candyland. He's just
Oh,
enjoying
he's so great.
She's takes a position behind some rocks, is just fucking pouring fire down, but she just goddamn sniper doesn't take out the fucking support teams. There's a mortar support team and a goddamn heavy machine gun support team.
I told you about it, too. You
I
were
know.
like, well, it makes for this better like a next scene.
It makes for.
It's kind of
Next
stupid,
scene
but
was
it makes the
cool.
next scene better.
It's
like,
I
oh
said,
no, there's a guy behind the machine gun. I was like, you could have pressed or you could have hit the trigger
right,
right
and
there
I was like,
shot
it looks
him.
cooler this way, Joe, where she
Yeah.
doesn't fire. And she runs away, machine gun just go pop, 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 pop. It looks impressive, and it leads to the next scene where they get to do a little throwback to Indiana Jones. She kicks a fucking rock down a hill, and all these motherfuckers start a Prometheus.
Yeah. You don't have time to run out of the way. It's like, no, you do have time to run out of the way.
Yeah,
Just take
it's
one
just
step
go
sideways.
this
to the
way
left.
or this way.
And the motherfucking machine gun guy starts machine gunning the rock. Don't worry, guys. I will destroy this rock with the laser machine gun.
That
And
is
then he
why they
dies.
sent out those guys first.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
it
wear
was
them out.
funny because even the officer was like, "Put fire on that position," but starts like, "Put fire!" It's like, goddamn fucking stormtroopers. I love how incompetent, but
They're a
how
joke.
in mass numbers they
Yeah.
can overwhelm you. They're like
Expendables.
Gretchens. They're like from 40K. So, anyways, they eventually overwhelm Fennec. And that's when the Mando shows up. When he
wakes up.
realizes he cannot pull out his son or his boy from
force
his meditation, he's like, okay, I'm going to buy you some time. Here comes, after they whoop ass, here comes a second transport shit. And they're fucking tired. They're like, fuck. All right, let's do it. Let's go.
Let's
and then
start troopers.
yeah, no, not yet.
Not
We got the
yet.
second
Yeah,
transport
that's what I thought it
surrounding.
was gonna be.
Fucking Mandalorian. Oh, right. No, it's just some more troopers. And so then he shows up, fires that thing, takes everybody out. Those things need to be quicker, but of course, it's a visual story, so they gotta get
Yeah, the really slow moving
if it was
fireworks.
real,
Loop-de-loop.
if it was
They
more
do some
realistic, it would come
loop-de-loops.
like a fucking instant. But no, you got to see the little thing to enjoy it. All right, Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I'm
visually,
fine with it. I'm
visually
fine with
pleasing.
it. Yes.
Anyways, so
I
and I'm like, man, I thought that these two were gonna fight, and I thought that these two, and then a little bit, no, not really, but I was like, man, it sucks. They're just gonna make Boba Fett a bad guy again. They're just gonna do this, and they went the route of team up. Anti-hero. So he's still out for himself, but he has his own code, and that completely fits his character from the lore, from the animations. Is going to make good on his word. And even though he probably personally hates any Jedis, I think his code would go on the wayside if he ever saw Ahsoka or a Jedi, because he saw his father get essentially beheaded. But he's going to maintain his code, and they team up. So he's like, look, I told you that we would ensure the safety of the child, so we're gonna do this together, because ultimately, as the fighting is happening and as Mandalorian gets the upper hand, all of a sudden, at a fucking orbit, you see a massive fucking turbo laser come down, and I'm like, oh shit, I just realized those transports came from somewhere. There's a capital ship up there, and they fire an orbital bombardment and destroy our Mandalorian's Razor Crest that has been through
Well, at least you can't track them anymore.
so much that has been. No, they're tracking the child, Joe.
No, he put it in the.
Oh, that's
the
right.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
tracker.
yeah.
Nice, Joe. You're correct. But the whole thing explodes,
But they have
shatters
hyperspace
into a
wreckage.
million pieces, and it's a sad moment towards the end of the episode. He's like digging through the wreckage, but that
He
blows up.
upgraded. Yeah, upgrade. I'll take Slave One over
Slave One.
any day.
Yeah, but the Dark Troopers get their time to shine. So Moff Gideon, who looks badass, and now more than ever, I'm looking at his costume, his like armor, and he's like a little mini Darth Vader.
Yeah.
They're
That's exactly what I
definitely
was
doing the
thinking.
mini Darth Vader because he's got a few lights here, and then he's got the cape, and it's just badass.
All
So
needs
he
the helmet.
walks
Yep.
walks down there, unleashes the Dark Troopers, sends the signal. They fucking go down there. 4 of them. When I think we saw more than 4.
We did.
Yeah,
so,
there's plenty.
So there's
Yeah,
4.
There's a lot more.
And as they're on their way down, I'm like staring at them, and then they use their turbojets to actually land on. So they have precision fucking turbojets, but they're robots. So in the
Yeah.
game, it wasn't necessarily robots. They were like genetically engineered and modified super soldiers. I like that idea better. I like the idea of
They're
like
just
muscular.
Humans. They're humans with like bigger eyes.
They're like
You could
Space
actually
Marines,
see.
you know.
Well, the
kinda
issue I
thing.
have with CG
Chaos
ones
Space Marines.
is but they didn't do anything in this episode. They did literally nothing but go down.
Mm-hmm.
There was one that had
Kidnap.
animation of his arms coming out, and then they went back up. And it's because CG animating the fight scenes between them is going to be
gonna
expensive.
be hard. Ooh,
and
that's
so
another good
what
point.
what I want to happen in the next couple episodes, I want a big standoff between
Yeah.
the two, and I don't want necessarily
A CGI
fest,
battle.
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Hopefully we can do some practical effects on those Dark Troopers so that we can get more combat
Yeah.
and have it not look awkward like a fucking T'Challa situation with Warmonger in Black Panther. Remember that third act?
Yeah.
Right? So that's the only hesitation that we have in making the Dark Troopers fully CGI, fully robotic, and we'll see. So they basically, without a hitch, as Mando and Boba and Fennec are running up the hill to try to save the child, Grogu, nope, he's captured, and I'm like, fuck.
Well, and he also left his rocket pack down at the bottom
Yeah.
because he could have rocket packed it up there. Instead, he chose to run.
Oh, how can I forget? They give Boba just about the most badass scene ever. So he doesn't have his armor on the whole time. All this shit is going down, and then they're starting to kind of lose the battle, get overwhelmed. He disappears. We're like, where's Boba? And then he shows up, and he's wearing the fucking armor. And then the song goes, and it's the return of Boba Fett. And he looks different. He's got a
looks so
cross, more like kind of, nomadic and a cross between his old self and his new self. And that's we get the fucking knee rockets. We get all
Knee
sorts of cool
rockets.
shit. Fucking obliterates
Next to the
everybody.
elbows.
Yes.
They
Nobody's
just
safe.
they got scared at those knee rockets. They were like, "Let's fucking retreat. We can handle all this shit except for knee rockets. We're out." So they start to fucking run away, and the officers are all dead. And there's like one, like I don't know, sergeant. He's like, "Yeah, let's go." He runs in there.
Guy's got rocket knees.
Rocket knees. What are we gonna do? So they fucking lift off, and they're going. And then I'm like, "Please do it. Please do it." Boom. Looks up over there. Fires. Kneels over, fires the rocket, and hits this. I was like, he's going to get one of them because he's Boba Fett. He's like, no, you don't fuck with me. I'm going to take a few of you out. He hits one of them. I didn't expect it. Did you expect it? You did?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't expect it. He fucking hits them both, and they crash, and he's like, wow.
I was aiming for the other one.
Nice
which
shot.
Also was expecting that too.
I was
I didn't
aiming for the other
expect
one. So anyways, just badass.
Great episode.
But it's not over
It's not
because
over.
we get up to the ship. They're like, fuck, what are we gonna do? And Moff Gideon essentially goes to sort of inspect his new prize, and in a prison cell, you've got the child just like beating the fuck out of these two stormtroopers.
Force choking and stuff,
Force
too.
choking. We're getting a little bit of the experimentation with him getting angry and kind of doing a little choking. I wouldn't really say they focused too much on the choking. I think he was kind of keeping it as gray and neutral as possible. I wouldn't say he crossed a line. But Moff, they're like, sir, look, Moff's like, let him finish. And I was like, this is perfect behavior from Gideon here, because he wants to see what the child's capable of, make sure he's legit, and then also maybe as intel that it tires Grogu out. And it does. He gets a little sleepy and makes a comment on it, and he uses that opportunity to sort of taunt him a little bit and engage his fucking dark saber. So we get so much in this episode, and Grogu is like, I think Grogu was gonna try to like slam the dark saber into his face,
Do something with it.
do something with it, but he's like, nah.
But did he say, like, when he's like, have you seen this before, right? Or he says something like that? Or?
Yeah. Are you familiar with this or
so it's
something?
like,
I don't
okay,
know.
So they use that to kill.
Exactly. Like, is there
That's what I was
something
trying to-
more behind that comment?
Yeah.
I don't know. Or did somewhere in the Jedi archives when he was being trained, they just know about the Darksaber being the Mandalorian piece? I don't know. But anyways, so he passes out. He has this troopers put the little baby, little baby handcuffs.
Kind of evil motherfuckers have baby shackles.
They shot him,
Come
though.
on, Alex, come on.
They
How
shot
long
him
they
with
been
the
hunting
stun
this
gun.
guy? They got them handcuffs ready. Gotcha. All right. But here's the thing. So we actually go back to the planet. So Mando's like, I'm going to need some extra help. Now he's got Django,
We're
or
getting
he's
the
got
band
Boba in
back
his
together.
corner. He's got Fennec, goes over to Cara Dune. And it turns out that little medal that X-Wing guy gave her is he kind of made her official, right? So now not only is she the outer rim kind of marshal. She's a Republic marshal now. And so as a Republic marshal, she got to kind of play by the rules a little bit. And he's like, I need help finding this ship because I don't have a hyperspace tracker like apparently Boba does.
Yeah.
And Boba can't do it anymore. I don't know why. But he's like, I need some way to track this ship. I need an expert tracker. Look in the archives, the prison archives. And she presses the white button.
She presses the Bill Burr button.
Boop. Boop. Presses that white button like 3 times and it goes right to Bill Burr. But okay, apparently Bill Burr has 3 presses on the button. I was like, well, you got to put some keyboard. But that's just the limitations of the Star Wars universe of all the buttons and shit.
So it's a long time ago.
I love it. And I'm like, all right. But then I was like, oh, Cara, don't fucking do this whole, like, oh, I can't do it because I'm like this. Don't bitch out of this, you know what I mean? You're way more of a badass than that. And all Mandalorian had to do was,
That's all anyone has to do. What? Took the baby? I'll fight right now.
Baby.
I'll do it too.
They have their child. They have Grogu. And you can see her expression change.
She kind of like said, what?
So so maybe I'm hoping Cara can
it's
come.
going to happen. It's going to happen.
I want Cara to come. So now you got Cara. Now you got fucking Boba. Now you got Fennec. Now you got Emma.
Bill Burr.
Bill
Burr,
right.
Yeah, Bill
Burr. They gotta go get Bill Burr first. So
This team, it's great. I'm like looking forward to the next 2
all right,
episodes.
let's go ahead and go with final verdict.
Final verdict for me, once again, a 10.
Yes, sir.
It's so great. It was an emotional roller coaster for me. The action scenes were so good. The sound again was great. It was playing with my emotional strings. Once they destroyed his ship, he picks up the ball. He's like, no, he has to go get his son. It was so emotional. I love it. I want to go see it again right now, actually.
Well, you got time because it was so short.
That's the only negative, but they still managed to accomplish a lot in those. So, 10.
Oh, man, I don't know. So, I mean, it's either between a 9 and a 10. It's really good, but
it's a 10!
Well, I mean, it's criminally short. There was some, like, really important
That's
stuff
with
in
all
there.
episodes.
No, I mean, this one was really short. They also, the Dark Troopers were also really lame, and that kind of sucked. I don't know.
It's a 10, you know it.
No. 'Cause I think the last episode I still think the last episode's better than this episode, for sure.
It's a great build-up.
I mean, look, if we're arguing between a 9 and a 10, we're in a really good spot for the TV series, right?
Yeah.
And like I always like to give room, but
For
it's like I
improvement,
don't know.
Choice is yours, Alex. No one's gonna hate you in this room.
Yeah, it's just
I said in this room.
9.
9. Okay.
I will hate you, Alex. I'm
short.
going with obviously a fucking 10. I thought it was amazing because the Django God damn it! Why do I keep calling him his father? It's the Boba stuff, the Fennec stuff, even more badass. We're talking action at a 10 out of 10. We're talking some additional story, 10 out of 10. We're talking fixing some of the lore and revealing some more deepening of the lore, 10 out of 10. We're talking about going through that range of emotions, Joe, that you said in such a short amount of time. And when these episodes are very short, you know, it's okay to be, you know, short. I just wish it wasn't this series being short because I'm all sitting here. I want 3-hour episodes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And if anime could be good at 22 minutes, for this to execute just fine at 28 minutes, I'm like, yes.
How many episodes in a season do you get per anime though? Versus
That's
Mandalorian?
very true.
I mean,
you're not wrong, Alex. You're not wrong.
There is no reason that
like
the largest
20 episodes.
Yeah, it's like for an 8-episode series where they're shooting in California, clearly shooting in California.
What I'm thinking
like,
is that it's shit.
Do more shit.
I think it was expensive as fuck, maybe, and maybe they're gonna give.
Do
them
you
more
think Disney
and
doesn't
more.
have the money?
You're right.
This show is literally carrying Disney Plus.
It's
You give them the
COVID.
extra $20
Right.
to make this thing
a
3
haircut.
minutes longer.
Yes, you're totally right. So I get what you're
COVID,
saying,
all
but for
right?
me, it still rises above that, and I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because I just loved every
action scene
aspect
was
of it.
made
But
it,
Alex is
and
right.
Boba
I do
Fett.
think the Dark Troopers. Now, obviously, this is not their time to shine. I think that we will get a future episode where they're gonna get their own badass scenes.
Their time's
But I'm a
coming.
little suspect on the fact of making them fully robotic, fully CGI, and can we get some practical effects in the future? Moff was badass. Just everybody is badass. Cara's acting like herself. I mean, I really have no complaints at all. And so that's why I don't have any problem giving it a 10. And guys, this is heading. We have only 2 episodes left. And what I'm hoping for in these last. Yeah.
for the next two.
At least the last
Come
one needs to
on.
be an hour. I'm gonna be so pissed. I think
35,
what
40
we're
minutes.
gonna get is maybe a two-parter. You know, something a two-parter.
I
I
could see
want,
that.
and I want that to
We have to
happen.
break. We have to do another jailbreak to get Bill Burr, unless they do
That's
that in
true.
the first 30 seconds of the next
So-
episode, because we're rushing right in every single one of
We
these
are.
episodes.
So at the end, Moff Gideon informs Dr. Pershing that a donor is available. Now, if you remember, Dr. Pershing was having a little bit of an identity crisis, a little bit of is this the right thing to do? You can kind of push him in a corner, and maybe his doctor kind of traits pop in, so there might be some help convincing him to maybe stop, or maybe that's not the case at all. Because he's not anywhere near Mandalorian or anybody else to threaten his life, he's obviously going to follow orders. I don't know. I'm just kind of looking ahead, and how can we get Grogu out of this situation? He's motherfucking captured. They have very little time before they extract or kill him, whatever they're going to do. I don't know, but it's up to Rick Famuyiwa, who did excellent episodes in season 1. So it's great for him to show up right here. And then the final episode will be
he did the jailbreak episode last season, didn't he? Did he not? I thought he did.
the last episode is going to be
That would
written
make
by
sense, another
John
jailbreak.
Favreau, but it's not been announced who directed it. I would think it would be very cool to have John Favreau go ahead and
Wrap
direct
it
the
all
last
up, yeah.
episode and wrap it up. But the next one is going to be directed by Rick, December 11th. These last 2 episodes, I can't fucking wait. Honestly, so far, this season has built on season 1.
Yep.
It's been so much more badass in terms of the action. Character development has been fantastic. Direction has been fantastic. Visuals have been great. Tying it into extended lore, guys. 10 out of 10. This is a Terminator 2 situation. I'm already there without watching these last 2 episodes. They would have to do a hardcore faceplant.
Game of Thrones.
They would have to do a Game of Thrones to fuck this up in season
Yeah.
2.
For Alex, it would be like nothing but Jedi show up and help.
Yeah, Jedi's just come out of the woodwork.
That would be fucking
The
a faceplant.
Jedis!
That would be so
Yeah.
stupid.
It's like, hey, we broke him out. We don't need it. We got
Devin would
Jedis.
love that because Devin's like, look, I want a bunch of Jedi battles. I want fucking lightsabers going
But not
off
for this
everywhere.
show.
Yeah, I want that too.
Different.
I want that too, like
But
an
just
old
not here.
Republic or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, that's it from us.
Yep.
Thank you so much for going on this journey with us. It's so good to have a good piece of Star Wars content.
If I don't get the Mandalorian looking over at Boba going, like, you need to fix your fucking jetpack, I need a scene like that. Just one real short one, because
Why?
Because his jetpack.
his
is-
jetpack,
So
I
it's
all you do
always
is poke it,
broken.
it just shoots him up. And
Right.
yeah.
That's when other people are. Oh no, it's even when he uses
Yeah.
it. Fucking Han Solo. He's like, look, it was Han Solo. It's the guy's lucky. He's dumb luck. Anyways, he's like, tell me about that Sarlacc pit. you know. All right, guys. So we'll speculate more in the next episode, and really enjoying this. I want to thank you guys for supporting our show, for watching these episodes, and I want to thank Surfshark for sponsoring us and doing this. And click those links below to show some appreciation. It's even better now that we know that as we go into 2021, you're probably going to be having to deal with geo blocking and stuff, and the VPN can help you out with that, in addition to protecting your privacy, guys. So thank y'all so much, and I cannot wait for these last 2 episodes. It's going to be a good Christmas present. All right? Bye, guys. See y'all later.